Welcome to the Daily Business and Finance Show. Amazon mandates a 5-day office return and trims management layers. Intel surges with $3 billion CHIPS funding. Democratic senators push for a significant rate cut. Micron's price target slashed as Morgan Stanley grows cautious on South Korean tech. Carvana poised to exceed Q3 expectations with optimistic guidance. Intel loses PlayStation 6 chip contracts to AMD and TSMC in 2022. UAW files complaint against Stellantis over contract violations. And a Texas pipeline fire prompts evacuations. Stay tuned after the short ad break to learn more about these headlines. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy announced that employees are expected to return to the office 5 days a week, emphasizing that in-office work enhances learning, collaboration, and culture. Remote work will be limited to special circumstances. Amazon aims to reduce management layers by 15% by early 2025. Shares fell 0.85% Monday but are up 21% this year.
Intel shares surged 6% Monday after confirming up to $3 billion in funding under the CHIPS and Science Act for the Secure Enclave program, which supports U.S. Department of Defense projects. This is separate from the $8.5 billion announced in March for semiconductor manufacturing and research across several states.
3 Democratic senators, Elizabeth Warren, Sheldon Whitehouse, and John Hickenlooper, urged Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell to implement a 75 basis point rate cut to prevent a potential recession. They argue that delaying cuts risks economic stability. The FedWatch tool shows no consensus for such a significant cut yet.
Morgan Stanley has reduced Micron Technology's stock price target from $140 to $100, citing a peak in the memory industry's growth. Micron shares fell 4% pre-market. Analysts expect earnings growth to reverse and prefer NAND over DRAM memory technology. SK Hynix was downgraded, while Samsung remains relatively strong.
Carvana is balancing strong EBITDA margins with significant growth, positioning to exceed Q3 expectations and raise guidance, according to Evercore ISI analysts. They raised the price target by 10% to $157. Carvana's partnerships with Hertz and Odessa support this outlook. Shares rose 8% Monday, totaling a 17% gain over 4 days.
Intel lost a contract to design and manufacture processors for the upcoming Sony PlayStation 6 to Advanced Micro Devices and Taiwan Semiconductors in 2022. Despite this, Intel shares rose 1.2% in pre-market trading due to qualifying for a Pentagon chip manufacturing grant. The lost contracts could have been worth $30 billion.
The United Auto Workers Union has filed federal labor charges against Stellantis with the National Labor Relations Board. The union accuses Stellantis of breaking commitments from the 2023 collective bargaining agreement, including moving Dodge Durango production to Canada and keeping an Illinois plant closed. Stellantis denies these claims.
Energy Transfer Corporation closed flat on Monday after a natural gas liquid pipeline exploded and caught fire in Lawport, Texas. No injuries were reported, but over 5,000 CenterPoint Energy customers lost power. The Texas Railroad Commission is investigating the incident.
Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Business and Finance Show. Stay informed, stay ahead. Catch us next time for more insights and updates. I'm Montgomery Jones.
And I'm Amalia Dupre. It's been a pleasure, until we meet again tomorrow.
This content is sourced from the Seeking Alpha website, so support our podcast by becoming a Seeking Alpha Premium subscriber. See the show notes page for links to sign up. This episode is produced by Classic Studios. This podcast provides information only and should not be construed as financial or business advice. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com.